Now, you can either apologize, or I'm gonna show you how intolerant I can be.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 moments from X-Men, the animated series.
Those who oppose me shall perish through my agents of destruction.
For this list, we'll be looking at some of the most epic, iconic, and somber scenes from this 90s cartoon smash, aside from the kick-ass theme song. The scenes will be very story-heavy, so expect major spoilers ahead. Think we missed an important scene? Let us know in the comments what your favorite moments with the X-Men were. Number 10. Tell Cyclops I made him a convertible. Knight of the Sentinels. The very first mission of the series could have gone better. Beast had been captured, Morph is seemingly destroyed, and the other X-Men can't risk going back for them.
Soldier Boy here left them behind. For all we know, Morph and Beast may still be alive.
Naturally, Wolverine is frustrated, but rather than take his anger out on the others, he takes it out on Cyclops' car. He completely rips the top half off the vehicle, and when Jean goes to check on him, all he can say is,
Tell Cyclops I made him a convertible.
That one scene established what we love the most about Wolverine, his badass attitude and his hilarious one-liners. Yes, he's supposed to be grieving at this time.
I know how you feel about it, Wolverine, but...
You know nothing, little man.
But he really made that line unintentionally funny. Number 9. Old friends reuniting. Deadly reunions. Magneto, the master of magnetism, has made his presence known, and he seeks an audience with his old friend, Professor Xavier.
I wonder how you'll look, Charles, after so long. Perhaps a toupee. Over there! I'm disappointed. I expected Xavier to be with you.
But it's clear that this isn't a happy reunion between two bosom buddies. Magneto wants the world to be dominated by mutants, while Xavier wishes for a world where humans and mutants can coexist peacefully.
Fool! You still dream of peace with those who would destroy all mutants?
Is this your answer? This horror? After all the suffering we both have seen, you wish me to wage war on 6 billion humans?
It's tragic to see this clash, knowing that these two were once dear friends, but now their ideologies are too different for them to work together again, which, sadly, is a case for anyone caught in the middle of a political divide. Xavier leaves the battle victorious, but it's clear that the war has merely begun.
All right, Xavier. You've cast your lot with humankind, but the others will understand. Mutants will come to me by the thousands, and we shall destroy you!
Number 8. Gambit to the rescue. Slave Island. Gambit, Storm, and Jubilee have been captured and forced into slave labor on the island of Genosha.
You try to escape, the collars will be reactivated at once. If you try to remove your collar, it will explode and destroy you.
Great vacation, Gambit.
Things only get worse when it looks like Gambit turned his back on his own teammates and sold them out. In reality, faked being a traitor so that he could free his friends and liberate the enslaved mutants on the island.
You jerk! You made me think you were a traitor! Why didn't you tell me you were just pretending?
Admittedly, the Cajun mutant doesn't always give off the most trustworthy vibes. Face it, he's a trickster and a shameless flirt. For Rogue, anyway. But the one thing Gambit is not is a traitor, and this heroic rescue is irrefutable proof of his loyalty to both the X-Men and mutants everywhere.
I'm sorry I didn't trust you, Gambit. I mean, I should have known you'd never really be a traitor.
Number 7. Beast in Love. Beauty and the Beast. Despite his beastly appearance, Hank McCoy is a gentle soul and a scientific genius. He's helped a blind woman named Carly regain her sight, and she's able to see him as the man he really is.
Well,
You're beautiful.
so are you.
What about me?
You're all right.
Unfortunately, two very big obstacles get in the way of their love. Carly's mutant-hating father and the Friends of Humanity terrorists who want to exterminate mutants at all costs.
I won't have my daughter associating with some disgusting mistake of nature. If it weren't for Dr. McCoy, your daughter's operation would not have been possible. He's a mutant!
To ensure Carly's safety, Hank must distance himself from the woman he loves until a time when humans and mutants can coexist harmoniously.
I am a mutant in a world that fears and despises my kind. I thought for a moment we could live in that world together, but I know now that we cannot.
It's a bittersweet moment, but with the sense of hopefulness knowing that someone was able to look past Hank's monstrous appearance and love him for who he is inside. Number 6. Trauma conditioning. Weapon X, lies, and videotape. We all know at least one part of Wolverine's troubled past, abducted by the Weapon X program and experimented on with adamantium.
Your skeleton has been infused with a rare metal called adamantium. Fascinating substance, virtually indestructible. Your bones should now be unbreakable.
However, when he revisits the facility, we find the full extent of the program's atrocities. It turns out that he and the rest of Team X were trained as weapons and sleeper agents using fake memories implanted into them. Traumatic, personal memories.
The key is to reach the subconscious mind. The subjects must be repeatedly exposed to a simulation of extreme emotional trauma. While using psychoactive chemicals, we flood the subjects' minds with false memories, overwhelming them.
Most of Wolverine's past was already a mystery, but to learn that it was mostly a lie fabricated by a corrupt research facility and being unable to figure out what was true or not is just too much for even the toughest mutant to bear.
What does it all mean, Hank? I came here to find answers, and now I know less than I did before. I can't even trust my own memories.
Number 5. Magneto's entrance. Enter Magneto. First impressions are important, and the minute Magneto arrives on screen, you can tell right away that he is a force not to be messed with.
Magneto, I presume?
Come, we must hurry.
He effortlessly walks through a prison, offers Beast a chance at freedom, and makes his ambitions known. Mutants should be the dominant race over humans. And when the guards try to shoot him down, forget it. Magneto easily handles them and just levitates away. In one quick scene, we've established more than half of what makes Magneto one of the X-Men's greatest enemies: his commanding, intimidating personality, his effortless control of his powers, and his clear hatred for all humans. Unsurprising, given his troubled past.
The humans must be crushed, and I have the power to do it.
Number 4. Rogue's Past. A Rogue's Tale. To say that Rogue had an easy life would be a bald-faced lie.
My own flesh and blood, a mutant!
Daddy, please!
You're a disgrace! I'm ashamed to be seen with you! You ain't my daughter! Not anymore!
Her mutant abilities put her boyfriend in a coma. She was disowned by her own father, only to be taken in by Mystique and raised as a mutant criminal. But when Miss Marvel came to stop her, Rogue absorbed too much from the superheroine, which gave her super strength and flight, but also trapped Miss Marvel inside her mind.
What are you doing?
Mama, something's wrong! I want to let go! No! Hold on! No matter what! But something's happening, Mama! I'm scared!
For years, the Southern Belle mutant was haunted by the day she stole another heroine's life, even if it was an accident. Thankfully, the guilt calms down once Rogue visits the comatose Miss Marvel and unknowingly causes a miracle to occur. Number 3. Jean's Sacrifice. The Phoenix Saga, Part 5. Child of Light. It's safe to say that the original series succeeded where the live-action movies failed, adapting the Phoenix Saga.
I am
Jean Grey is possessed by the all-powerful Phoenix Force and is entrusted with a new mission: to protect the Macron crystal. Unfortunately, the only way to truly protect the crystal is to fly it into the sun, meaning that Jean would have to sacrifice herself.
The crystal shall be buried forever.
Jean knew the risks of becoming an X-Man, but it didn't matter to her because the needs of the many mattered more than just one life, no matter how much losing her will hurt. Miraculously, she does survive the ordeal, only to later become corrupted by the Phoenix Force and become the Dark Phoenix.
The mortal Jean Grey is no more. I am fire made flesh, power incarnate. I am the Dark Phoenix!
Number 2. Taking out the Sentinels. Knights of the Sentinels. As a whole, Knights of the Sentinels is a phenomenal series premiere for the X-Men. It establishes the show's lore and introduces us to our heroes' dynamics, personalities, and struggles.
This is Professor Xavier's School for the Gifted.
Gifted, huh? I getcha. That's a nice way of saying mutants. Weirdos. Like me.
Like all of us.
But of all the moments that came out of this episode, which one truly deserves the runner-up spot on our list? Arguably, the final battle between the X-Men and the Sentinels.
How would you like to locate the Sentinels' home base?
When and where?
Not only is the action well choreographed, but it's just so satisfying watching our favorite mutants turn the mutant-hunting junk heaps into scrap iron. This small display of heroism made it clear for the rest of the series. If you threaten mutant kind or dare to cross the X-Men, you may not live to regret it. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Gambit Loves You, Reunion. With their powers disabled, Gambit and Rogue finally share a kiss.
Gambit loves you.
Rogue loses Cody, again. Love in vain. Rogue reunites with her boyfriend, only to see that he's too far gone.
Cody, please, come with us. I bet the professor can find some way to help you.
Let him go!
The Plague. Time Fugitives. Proof that X-Men was definitely ahead of its time.
Bishop is correct. The virus was genetically engineered. It doesn't appear to be lethal now, but it is dangerously unstable.
Senator Kelly's speech. The final decision. Senator Kelly finally shows his support towards mutants.
We must not forget that mutants are human beings. We must be careful that in controlling mutants who abuse their powers, we do not oppress those who would use their powers for the good of all humanity.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Goodbye, my X-Men. Graduation. Professor Xavier is on borrowed time, and no medical treatment on Earth can save him.
We are only human, for lack of a better expression.
Is simply beyond the help of medical science.
But of course, beyond our medical science.
How serious is it? Serious enough for Magneto to put aside his mutant invasion plan just for a chance to rescue his only friend.
My greatest enemy, and perhaps my only friend. But I have waited all my life for this moment!
Wouldn't he do it for you?
Thankfully, there is one way to save Xavier, but it would mean he would have to leave the planet and possibly never come back. The series ends with the X-Men and Magneto bidding goodbye to the man who touched all their hearts one way or another.
Can he ever come back?
Perhaps not in body, my children, but my spirit shall remain among you, where it was always meant to be.
With his departure, the original series comes to a close, and we bid farewell to the action-packed, emotional, and surprisingly mature kids show that made us fall in love with the X-Men.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.